Towards your individual goals and wishes, to be of value to society, I will support you. To realize your worth and make considerable contribution to society through a number of ways, I will work with you. To make you feel worthy as the woman of worth you are, I will respect you. To give you the space to always reinvent yourself so as to be the best version of yourself, I will understand you. To enable you to be the best mother of them, I will endeavor to be the best father of them. To make you the best wife to me, I will endeavor to be the best husband to you. To enable you to create a peaceful home, I will be the peace negotiator. To enable you to handle the TV remote, even if I wish to be the one, I will be
Watu wa TV mko.
To do part of the God's delegated work to watch over you, I will assure you of my availability. To count on the smiles, regardless of the prevailing situations, I will be the source of them. To expect the sweet aroma of spices from the kitchen, I will be the gardener. To ensure the pink dim lights of the bedroom never fade, I will replace the bulb. To keep God in His place, right between us, I will pray, as you say, may the grace. We are in this together. Yeah, welcome.
It's so exciting.
Before I start crying, let me just read my part. So this is on introducing Gabriel Dinda, because this is not just my book, it's as much mine as it is his. He's my co-author, although I own the copyright. So I had called him on the phone and said, "Hello, Mr. Gabriel. A friend left something for me at your office yesterday. Could I please come pick it?" He said, "Of course, yes." That he wasn't at the office, but his colleague was. I didn't go. Had I gone, I would have just picked the packet. But it seems there was more to pick. When I went for it, I didn't call. He had told me the building's location and office floor. I walked in and said my name and why I was there. He was there, standing 6 feet tall, in a dark blue suit and tie. He offered me coffee. I turned him down. No, thank you. Tea, please? Water? No, thank you. He spoke to me as if he had been waiting to speak with me for 3 months. He told me about Writers Guild Kenya. He said I should consider joining because, like a witch doctor would say to their client, "I see a writer in you." I said thank you and promised to think about it. He escorted me to the lifts, opening doors like a gentleman. He invited me for events. I went to most. We started talking every day. He stopped by my office every morning to confirm that I woke up fine before proceeding to his.
Is the office?
That's what you call consistency.
Are you sure those offices were? Where is your office?
I stopped working there in about 2017, but both our office locations were in town, so that made it easy, I guess. It's not like you traveled from another city.
Thank God for that office.
So we talked and laughed late into the night and first thing in the morning. He was then, still is, kind and selfless. We carried lunch and went to picnics and spoke about our lives. 1.5 years later, he became my husband. and he has loved me so deeply, so selflessly, and in ways I didn't think possible for a human to love another. A sworn optimist he is, a gentleman, funny in unbelievable ways, sensitive in every way he vehemently denies, a people person, a genuine person, a positively struggling soul, a man who swears by God, who struggles to live right and do right and carry people along. He says his calling is to serve people, to grow people. Together with his friends, he founded Writers Guild Kenya. In finding his purpose, he has been restless. From being a photographer to a karaoke rumba singer, to a home tutor. He studies and teaches philosophy and applied ethics. He prefers to call himself God's volunteer, asking God each morning to assign him duties. I call him my young boy. I don't know if someone can translate that.
Mtuangu.
My koso koso, Dr. Babe, Gabina, and many other little things. But when I'm a little mad at him, a little mad is allowed. I call him Gabriel, like the government does. Sometimes my mother-in-law calls him Waya or Age. Sometimes my father-in-law calls him Jasego. He was initially named John F. Kennedy, but then he was born 2 hours after his aunt, a Catholic sister, Gabriel Orwa, had passed on. And the village women cried, "Oh Gabriel, you've come back," while they held him. So he became Gabriel Orwa by name. But it's not just his name. He's a human. He's a cosmos. He's the wind, the ocean. Like the Chinese philosopher Master Shuang, he might have dreamt he was a butterfly. He's a beautiful love song, a creative force, a teacher, an intricate web of goodness and gracefulness and weaknesses, a servant leader, making his sojourn as faithfully as he can. I can't describe or tell fully of him to you. Therefore, this representation of him is just a portion, a meager one of who and what he is and could ever be. And there's something about talking about the one you love. You never quite get the words right.
If somebody can write that about you in 1 year, what about in 37? Song of Lawino by Okot Bitek. Closer. Wow. You have been called an ocean, a cosmos, a galaxy, Huduma number, tax return. But we can see that each means a lot to the other. And your words communicate your power of feeling. Somebody said, before you define how you feel, make sure you feel it first. And I think their words tell us just how much that statement rings true. It's time for all of us. I'll take in order my right, my left, by show of hands, to ask the couple about their journey. Since we've come to celebrate their milestone together with them, it's time for us to ask the questions. What do we like to learn from them? I'll start us off. I've known both of you from Kenyatta University and Ecclesia. Personally, I remember this guy can smile through any problem. The first time I met him at the hostel where we stayed, he just looked at me and, like Verah said about the witch doctor, he said, "I see your foot, you know somewhere." And here we are. The first poem I wrote for Career Focus magazine in KU, Make Your Passion Your Profession, he made it get published. Though you never got me paid, but thank you for the publicity and what it did for me. What is your joy when you go home to the person you call your wife? Do you fly home to be in her arms, or is it a spiritual discipline like some of us usually hear out here? What's been your experience?
Thank you very much, Eric. And thank you all. I will, within this time, you will excuse me, but I'll thank you a lot. Because I mean it. And I'm very grateful that you came, that we could share this moment. I'm going to answer your question in a moment, just after I explain this. Why would we come together and launch a book and ask you to join us on a Saturday afternoon when you have other things to do? There is something which you will capture it in this book. There is a place here where Verah's accused me of having 2 wives. So if you compare what she's read or what she's dedicated to me and the accusation, then you see there is a difference. The other wife, Verah says, is Writers Guild Kenya. And she has mentioned that I deny it, though it is the truth. We've captured it here. But the reason why we asked you to come is we believe that God, in His own wisdom, brought us together. There is something that you will capture in Miaha, in the book as well. It's to the effect that for us to meet, or for me to meet Verah, and become one flesh, I prayed for her for 8 years. So immediately I finished high school, I started praying for a wife. So I always tell her that she always accuses me that I didn't propose to her, that I didn't, we can't trace, both of us can't trace that meeting we had, or that moment when we decided we are getting married. We can't trace it. So she's always accused me of sneaking into her life. And not just sneaking, but sneaking and coming out with her, the whole of her. But my response to her is, I already, I catered her through my knees in prayer.
Christian men.
So I think God did the rest for me. And the only thing that was lacking was just that book she was to come and pick from the office. Then we meet, and everything started. So everything started from that point. And following that background, we believe strongly that it is God who brought us together. Even before bringing us together, it is God who created us, and He had His plans with us. As far as we can see, our plans, or God's plans for us, is closely related to service of other people. At this point, it is manifesting in terms of Writers Guild, where we dedicate most of our time and most of the things that we do by encouraging reading and writing to people to consider. So as far as we can see, it is something related to service of people. And so when the thoughts came, and we will tell you how random they were, we thought of, how about we just come together one evening and join other people who are also doing other things, serving others, or doing whatever they are doing to humanity, so that we may together strengthen each other in this journey. In one of the questions, I've asked where the time goes, and it was read. And on Thursday, we were sharing with Narima, how I believe that some of the problems we have, maybe someone was assigned to solve them. But this person did not say yes to what they were told to do, or what they were assigned to do. So these people died without solving the problem. Then the problem remained with people forever, or for a long time, until maybe God brought another person to help solve it. In 2014, when Verah's captured it a bit, when I was restless, I was feeling like I wanted to do something for others. Just going to class and coming back was not enough for me. I wanted to do something. And God showed me writer's skill. So if I didn't say yes to it, maybe it is not the only contribution, but maybe some of us would have not met. Or maybe some of the books you see outside would have not been there. Or maybe other people who have been helped in one way or another, through their writing journey or through growth as individuals, would have not come to pass. It is because we didn't say yes to what we were told. And we don't say yes in many ways. Could be our stubbornness. We don't want to be taught, or we don't want to go out of our way. In one morning we are tired, we don't want to do something, even that which we should. So these ways, in the book of Samuel, it is written how God called Samuel. You hear a voice, something in you telling you, please do this, but you suppress it. Here, I've written something called looking forward. There is one of the questions is looking forward. You are in a place like here. Instead of being here, you are looking forward to the next. So what do? You are on your phone, texting someone or planning something else. You are looking forward to things. When we were in high school, primary, we were looking forward to being in secondary. When we were in secondary, we looked forward to being in university. University, we look forward to graduating. We keep looking forward. Only later to reflect that that time when I was in primary perhaps might have been my best time. So we look forward to things, and this is one of the ways through which we don't say yes. I've written something about death and life, and this came clear to me at the point when I was involved in a road accident. One of the questions here is the scar on my face. Many people ask me about it. There is the last one actually, the scar on my face. When I came very close to death, it became a bit clear, not really clear, but it became a bit clear to me that we don't have much time. It was one night and I was traveling home, actually to go and pay dowry. Then I wake up, and the first thing I hear is, "Awa bado wako hai." That kept ringing in my mind. And after that, I think some things in my life changed. And I think I became too pushy. Because I just want things done now. Because I'm not sure of tomorrow. In many ways, and in short, the main reason why questions of my youth came was the frustration I was getting when I don't see people doing their best with themselves. And people have quoted about this, you have a power in you and you can do so much more until when you are not, you can run. Actually, if a lion comes here, you will run and you pass through that wall. Everyone has said all these things. But how clear is it to us that we should change ourselves? Do you know, I don't know if you had some students in your school who they were performing well, getting A, but when KCSE came, maybe they didn't do as much as they wanted, for one reason or another. Just imagine the frustration. I know of one, and I saw some of my schoolmates here, I won't mention him. I know of one, and when he went to Moi University, I think his life, he went into drugs because of the frustration, because he knows he belongs somewhere, but he didn't get there. But how is it clear for us in life? I look around, I see things, and I ask myself questions. Yesterday, a building collapsed. I don't know what the investigation will say, or whether they will say anything. But let's assume it was as a result of someone not doing his job well. When I went to the Kinyozi, there was a gentleman there who is an architect, and he was explaining why many buildings in the Bakassi and Tasia and further, it is just a matter of time that they will all collapse. He was explaining something that there are those places where they put the iron sheets. They combine iron sheets. So I'm told there are specific types. And my brother and my philosopher is an engineer. He knows this very well. So I'm told that this maybe should have Y16 or something. Y16 of iron. Then they put Y8. Why? Because Y8 is cheap. Because Y8 will make them remain in more commission. But you know what? Maybe that building had been occupied for seven years, if I'm not wrong. Then it collapsed. Then it kills people. Look at it. Just some greed. Just some illusion. You're just thinking that if I get slightly this money, my life will be better. Then you kill someone. I was contrasting it to some of the people who have done things which we can bask in today. Let's use the example we're familiar with of Wangari Maathai. I don't know how many of you came from village schools and you were brought to a tour in Nairobi. Then your vehicle was parked in Uhuru Park. Then you bought some ice cream. The feeling, I remember that very well. When the first time I came to Nairobi, I saw the lights. I think it is literally and figuratively. I saw the lights and I went back home and I made a decision to work hard. Let's assume that Uhuru Park was an effort of one person, Wangari Maathai. Let's assume. Now Wangari Maathai is no longer with us. But today, someone from a village, Verah comes from a village in Mosocho. Maybe someone from Mosocho village will come here. And just by the fact that there is some space in Uhuru Park, they will then be able to see the light, they will be able to see Nairobi, and it will change their perspective. The effect of some of the things we do, we never get to see them in our lifetime. But they affect, and sorry I'm referring a lot to my friend, my philosopher. When you put a ball in a line and you tap one, the ball will go and knock the other. You may not even be there. When we take an action, we are not able to measure the extent of its effect. So, and when we don't take an action, we are also not able to measure the extent of its effect. I look around and I ask myself so many questions. And that's why at the back of this book I say, I'm a troubled man. I'm a very troubled man. And it is even worse with the people of my age. And that is the reason why I'm saying it is questions of my youth. It is even worse with the people of my age. I look around and see people who are bright. And someone who is bright you can see without them saying anything. But I look at what they do. I look at how they handle their brightness. I look at how they handle themselves. And I ask questions. I'm a very troubled man. Very troubled man. I believe. And that is the only reason why I thought I would put this book together. I believe we can do so much with ourselves. I was just, when you were sharing with she was saying, we as human beings, if we stretch, we are very elastic. And your hands can go to the extent of Kiambu, this other side can go to the extent of Makueni. We are very elastic, but we never get to realize it. And so, we live frustrated lives because we are not doing what we should. So, I had intended, and we discussed this with Verah, that when I come for this, I'll be calm, I will not be emotional, I will not preach. I'm sorry it has come out in that manner. But that explains part of my frustration. And part of the questions I'm asking you. In this book, there are no answers. And Eric mentioned at some point that when you buy this book, you will get the answers. That is wrong. You will not get the answers here.
I apologize.
You will not get the answers from this book. And least of all, from me. Because I believe you have the answers. So mine is just to ask you one more time. Where does your 24 hours go? Yeah, thank you very much. Did I answer you? Okay, sorry. Now, when every time I'm talking about my book, I'll be seated, but every time I'm talking about Verah, I'll stand up.
Okay.
So Eric asked, if I remember correctly, that do I look forward to going home, to falling in Verah's arms, and how is that? Is that the question?
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of, eh? Well, I told you that we met with Verah after 8 years of prayer. And I ask her this question sometimes, why did you choose me? Or why did you marry me? Then he tries to escape the answer by asking questions. He says, who said I chose you? Yesterday, after we came from the venue to just check if everything was okay, I don't know what I asked. Maybe, like, why are you married? Then her answer was very cheeky. And she has a way of dodging the answers. She doesn't confront issues. But it is a great privilege to have a wife. A wife is given by God. If you believe what I believe, in the existence of God, you know that we are different, but we complement each other. And it is written somewhere in the Proverbs that a good wife, only God can give a good wife. So, however intelligent you are, you may not be able to identify a good wife. Verah was given to me by God. Only God can give a good wife. That is one premise.
Amen.
Yeah. Verah was given to me by God. So then Verah is a good wife. Now, how do you normally respond to good things? The way you are dressed, in your view, is the best. You are looking good. Yeah? If you go to a place, it is so well cleaned, it is well arranged, things have been put in place. We have a way of sensing goodness without anyone telling you that characteristics of goodness. One, that's it. Two, no. Our soul has a way of sensing goodness. And that's why we are attracted to good people. There are some things when we see them in someone, we may just be put next to them by circumstances. But our deepest desire is towards good people. Our deepest desire is towards good things. So, how would you imagine then my reaction to having a good wife? I think that answers you.
So, I'll let you take it away. Who wants to go first? All right, you get the honors.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
My name is Harun Risa, and I am the author of Masaraha My Foot. I'm sure you've come across it around here. But the main agenda, of course, is Mr. and Mrs. Dinda, who we should really appreciate for joining hands and deciding to launch both of their books together. If there's one thing that Gabriel actually said, which actually should make sense, not just to everyone in this building, but to everyone in Kenya and the world alike, it's this: we only have now. Considering Gabriel's tragic accident and the fact that he survived it because there is so much that he is supposed to accomplish, and he actually has accomplished a lot of it now, and that includes Verah. The thing is, a lot of people should understand with their lives. You can plan for the future all you like, but the future is not guaranteed. The future is not here. What is here is today. What is here is now. Now is what you will always ever have. You can actually even go to war about the future, but the future is just an idea. What is most important and should be most important in your lives is now. And that's one thing Kenyans need to understand so that they can be able to even achieve a lot of the procrastinated dreams that we've left behind. And that's one of the major reasons you find a lot of people, they go around saying that I wanted to be A, B, C, D, but I did not accomplish. You know? And if there's one thing I'm actually proud of, it's the fact that Mr. and Mrs. Dinda joined hands together and accomplished their dreams together of launching novels. That's a good example of couple goals. You know, that's actually a good example of people joining hands, people doing things together to actually help each other get to where they're supposed to be. And that's one very important pillar in marriage. Well, for me, sina haraka. But if there's one thing I'm also happy about, it's the fact that this Writers' Forum has gained so much momentum. The truth of the matter is the first Bogiama writers, the first one, was for Mombasa Raha my foot. And I personally would like to thank both Mr. and Mrs. Dinda for showing up at that forum. And as you can clearly see, ladies and gentlemen, here they are, making their own history. And they are also going to be very, very crucial role models, not just for the children they're going to have, but also for the grandchildren that will show up and the generations. Not just generations from their families, but generations even from Kenya. And one thing I anticipate is that Kenyan writers are going to take Kenyan literature global, because it's about time. Kenyan literature went global. We have so many stories to tell as Kenyans. And this is the forum to do that, in order to take Kenyan literature as global as the Nigerians have done. Asante sana.
Thank you, Lisa. Now I'd like us to just limit it to questions or things we'd like our writers couple to tell us, so that they'll give us the answers we need, and then we proceed to the official launch. That works? Aha. I'll start with Logedi, then come to Calvin's. Then I'll come by you. His shyness, we call him his shyness because he likes writing with a thermos by his side. Tell us more.
Thank you very much. My name is Douglas Logedi Luhanga. The penguin. Now, my question is to Miss Dinda, Mrs. Dinda. While writing this story, because it's a story that is so personal, a story that tells a lot of things about your life, about the life of the two of you, did you have some doubts about it? Did you have second thoughts about the story? And how did you handle those second thoughts? And for somebody who is trying to tell a story about them that is a bit touchy, that people who want to tell stories about their childhood that is a bit, they are not so sure if they write those books, they want their mothers to read them. What would you tell them?
Yes, Mrs. Dinda, take it away.
Do I have doubts? Ask me if I have doubts right now, and I still do, because I'm the last person to have written this. It's so out of myself to have, written something so personal, so deep, so vulnerable, even to myself. I'm reading excerpts on this and I'm like, hey, okay, let's breathe. So, doubts, yes. How did I handle them? I found this statement from, which I quote in the book, on writing well, about writing memos, and it says, giving yourself permission to write about yourself. And I found that very empowering. And of course, it's also influenced by how, the learning process, the growth process that I've been going through for the past 1 year or two, you could say, because I realized that at some point that, oh my gosh, I am married, so that means I need to be an adult, and I'm not. And it comes with, of course, I have to act married and be married, really. But then I realized that deep inside, I was a very little girl who was, battling a lot of issues. So I explained a little bit about the process of writing this book in the preface, but just to capture a general view that I've been going through stuff, and I've been going through a period of through the fire, somewhat, if I could say that. So I realized that I had a lot of issues that I had pushed aside. Like I came with a lot of baggage, and this guy here has been, oh my goodness, I cannot talk about what he has done for me in my journey of growth, in my journey of self-realization and all that. So, what I would say to someone who wants to go this road, it comes, I think you feel it in a way that you can't tell someone, but there I am advising you to write your story. No, it comes so deep from within yourself, and you feel that you're ready to go on this journey, and it's a process to close some doors, to open new doors. So you'll know when you get there.
Now that I'm the co-author, is not recognized in the book, I have to mention something at this point. This book, it was not planned that it was to come. It was not planned, and I remember before we got married, Verah had sworn not to write about herself or to talk about herself. All she wanted was to write fiction stories and leave it at that. But one time when we were traveling home, somewhere in Nairobi, we stopped and we were sharing, we were just talking as we were going. And then a thought came to her, that how about I write these things down? Some of the things that we were talking about, how about we write them down? Then I told her to do that. She has captured it in the preface. I told her to go ahead and write. Then that is how the journey started. The first version of this, and some of you might have read it, Mira, Douglas, you read the first version, I think, and she, Marim, of course. Every time she was writing, more things were being revealed to her. Well, she was getting to unearth more things about herself. So she says that books raised her, and she says that she had kept so much in her. She had undergone a number of things which she didn't want to talk about, and she just wanted them to remain there. But now when she was writing the book, she was opening herself. So the book, actually she's captured in the preface that she's gossiped about us. She's written literally everything. Everything, well, most things, I would say. But she's poured her heart out. And that is why I love the book, because she tells it raw. One time I asked her, that how would your book compare? In this room, maybe the person who only has the moral authority to write about marriage would be my friend philosopher. Because he's been in marriage for 37 years. What would Omwocha say? Just 1 year in marriage. What do you know? Who are you? But Verah answers that with honesty. She tells it how she feels it. And I think most of you will be able to connect with this. I was just telling Timona there that this book, if you have a boyfriend, you may want to put him first, read the book, then consider whether he's coming back. And maybe that would happen to the gentleman as well. But through this book, Verah has understood herself more. And she's very confident, talking about things which we are afraid of talking about. You may only get to know more about these things which I say when you read the book.